Hi guys, how's it going? I'm a little sick right now. Gonna go to the gym later, see if I can make it through gym session. We'll see how it goes. But I mean, I might more than likely. This is just a mini blog right now that I'm just gonna make separately. I'm just gonna meal prep for tonight. Right now, I'm gonna show you guys a quick meal prep that I like doing. It's pretty good in calories, pretty good in macros. This is something unique that I threw together. So I bought myself a big bag of frozen veggies. I usually just eat frozen veggies to get some greens in. And so what I do here usually to meal prep, or what I started doing as of recent, is I would put them separately, different portions, because sometimes I'll need more, sometimes I'll need less. And I'll freeze them in my fridge, and then like the day before when I know I'm gonna probably make something, I will grab it out of my fridge and make it into something, or just throw it in my fridge, let it defrost overnight, and then use it. So this is a defrost one. It's just basic, green beans, carrots, peas, and corn. So that's pretty cool. We're also gonna pair that with some Costco chicken my dad bought for me. The only other thing I would suggest you to get would be an air fryer. Um, the only other thing I'm really gonna be cooking with here is gonna be with my seasoning and some tin foil. You'll see what I mean in a bit. All right, let me get in POV mode. Here's how I'm gonna set it up. I already washed my hands 2 seconds ago, so I'm gonna set up a cutting board. Realistically, I don't really need a cutting board, but because they're tenders. So if anything, instead of using a cutting board, just wash it. I still hadn't opened the package, so we're still good. We'll leave that aside. Anyways, we're gonna go grab real quick just the bowl. Before I pour it into the bowl, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use my scale. I mean, not everyone needs to track calories. For me, it's convenient. Throw it on there, track it. All right, zero grams. That means that right now it's set to not take into account the weight of the bowl. So we're gonna throw into here the chicken. So before we season it, let's weigh it. So 364 grams of chicken. Let me wash my hands so I can track it. All right, so I said 364. We're gonna real quick go on here. Search up chicken, fresh, boneless, and skinless chicken tenderloins. Throw in your 364, 358 calories, 84 grams of protein. So as you see here from my last meal, I didn't even eat it all. So I've eaten 1,300 calories altogether. I made myself a meal earlier. This is what I made myself for breakfast. I accidentally put these in the wrong spot, so I'm just gonna move them real quick. Let's go to lunch. Come here. Let's have that. There we go. See, nice and easy. I already had it added, so pretty simple. I've consumed 211 grams of protein altogether, 1,300. I did that because I did consume 2 cartons of egg whites earlier this morning, just because I was kind of hungry. You might wonder why consuming so much protein is useful, and since especially a lot of nutritionists suggest to try to just get around, maybe like for the average person, like with my build right now, I weigh like 170. If I weigh 170 and right now 176, I weigh 176, I'm like 5'7" ish. So I would say even then, probably still try to get in over 120, which is just a recommended. I feel like 120 is a good amount. At least that's better than, hitting under that. And even then, for some people, it's hard to even get to 120. But you'll realize really quick how much protein really are in things. I'll show you my little fridge setup. It's a little mess, right? We got myself some stuff. I got some creatine in the back. My girl got me a pan that I bought the other day. Some more stuff over there. I got in here some rice cakes, which I usually eat before going to the gym. My leftovers from breakfast this morning. I got an energy drink I'm trying to freeze right now. Pretty fire setup if you ask me. Nothing crazy, but you know, something. And you know, I just make sure to keep this with stuff for me to be able to always make myself food. And I would say I'm not spending a crazy amount of food. Realistically, I bought some pork at top loin pork at Costco. Pretty fire because it was $17, and I don't remember, like maybe 6 pounds, 7 pounds. Not bad, right? Not bad for $17. That can make me like 8 to 12 meals, depending on how much protein and how many calories I want each meal to be, right? This bag I paid $15, and that big bag of frozen veggies helped me make at least 20 to 25 of these. So anyways, let's just mix up our chicken, you know, after putting in that garlic butter seasoning. If you're Hispanic like me, or Mexican to be specific, you probably have this around, which is consume de pollo. A lot of Hispanic families use it for caldo de pollo, or sometimes for arroz. Especially the red one. The red one tastes really good. We got it all ready. I don't like really making a mess, because then the cleanup is annoying, and I know a lot of you don't want to clean up like a bunch of dishes after. So instead of throwing them directly into the air fryer, which is what I'm gonna be using to cook, I'm gonna take this out. This is the food I made for my brothers. Anyway, so instead of just putting them directly into the air fryer, and also they come out, in my opinion, a lot nicer like this. Taste wise, they taste a lot better. So what I'll do is I'll grab a nice little length of tin foil. If you wanted to do this, you could put in separate things, or honestly just microwave these. Sometimes these are just good like that. However, I like trying and testing things, and when I tried this out, it came out pretty good. So since the chicken is already seasoned, what I will do is just salt the veggies a little bit. And now I will just lay on top of the veggies the chicken. So the reason I'm sealing this all the way is because I basically want it to kind of like boil almost. Sometimes I've cooked it in here, let it boil for a little bit, and then I'll just finish searing it at the end, kind of like if it was steak. But that's only if you want like some grilled chicken, right? So anyways, let's just throw this in some high heat. I would say, honestly, to be safe with the chicken, to make sure it cooks, I would say 75 if you want to cook it for 15 minutes, or if you want to cook it for 10 minutes, 400. But yeah, I don't mind waiting, so we'll throw that in there. I'm just gonna cut the camera back on at the end to show the end product. Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna cut the camera back on later, show the end product, and yeah, see you guys in a bit. All right, I'm here to check the end process. And put it on a plate. Well, late night dinner after the gym. See you guys probably at the gym.